At first, I wanted to wait until we got an official date and time to give my predictions for the June Nintendo Direct. But this is a special case. It's already confirmed and I can't wait any longer. Today, I'll be going through in great detail how I think the June Direct is going to play out, focusing on mainly first-party games and a few big third-party announcements. I'm super excited, so let's get right into it. To start us off, I think we'll begin similarly to a few other Directs in the recent past, with a new game in the Fire Emblem series. Without any word of an introduction, we'll be brought immediately into the reveal trailer for Fire Emblem 4 Echoes, Genealogy of the Holy War remake. This will be quite a striking remake, as the original Super Famicom graphics will be updated to full 3D, resembling something closer to Fire Emblem Engage in style. And of course, the remake will add voice acting, as most modern Fire Emblems do. 4 Echoes will be a faithful remake with some nice updates and modernizations, similar to our last Echoes release on Nintendo 3DS in 2017. The trailer will end letting us know that this new Fire Emblem Echoes game will release on Nintendo Switch late this summer, August 8th of this year. After introductions with Mr. Takahashi and Mr. Koizumi and a few third-party announcements, a headline title card will then take us into another new game reveal. This time, it will be a brand new Mario Party game, and actually the start of a new sub-series, as this will be Super Mario Party 2. Nintendo will look to follow up their smash hit with a direct sequel, which will be a wholly original Mario Party title that introduces a full set of new boards, mini-games, and characters, with 2 of those characters being a playable Nabbit and Pauline. Super Mario Party 2 won't do too much to reinvent the wheel, but it will be a solid new entry, reviewing better than the first game and having full-featured online multiplayer from day one. Super Mario Party 2 will be one of Nintendo's big holiday games for 2024, releasing on September 27th of this year. After a short recap, our 2 presenters will tell us to please have a look at this. And after the iconic Nintendo Switch snap, we'll be brought straight into one of the big talking points of the Direct, a reveal trailer for our first new 2D or top-down Zelda in nearly a decade. This won't be a remake or reimagining of any kind. Instead, it will be a completely new game featuring adult Link in an art style I would most closely associate with the game Tunic. Just like that game, it will be mostly top-down, and it will have some stunning isometric vistas, as well as traditional-style dungeons and creative new weapons and items, including a rune system inspired by the newer 3D games, which gives Link some unconventional abilities. Developed by Nintendo with the help of Grezzo, The Legend of Zelda Shadows from Beyond will release on Nintendo Switch this fall, on October 17th, last year's Mario Wonder Spot. This new top-down Zelda entry will be the second of Nintendo's big holiday titles for the year, and it will be very well received critically, a Game of the Year contender for the company. After a brief explanation from Mr. Takahashi calling the game an all-new way to experience the Legend of Zelda series, he will also mention that it's not the only series they're working to develop new experiences for. From here, we'll fade into some wistful camera shots of a ship on the sea in a vibrant tropical island, only to be greeted with Donkey Kong's triumphant return on Nintendo Switch. This time, it's in what's hinted to be a 3D level clear style game, similar to Kirby and the Forgotten Land. We won't see much in terms of gameplay, only a behind-the-back shot of a new Donkey Kong design as he heads toward the impressive island labyrinth in front of him. The title card will fade in as we learn this to be a brief glimpse of a new platformer that's simply titled, for now, Donkey Kong, set to be released on Nintendo Switch systems in 2025. Now, I want to briefly touch on 2 big third-party games I think we could see in the Direct. But with the upcoming week or so being that traditional E3 timeframe in which a lot of game announcements take place for other companies, there's a chance both of these could be revealed beforehand. Either way, I still think it's possible they appear in the June Nintendo Direct. So I'm not necessarily predicting this, but I do want to acknowledge the potential for new trailers and possible release dates announcements for Dragon Quest III HD 2D and Hollow Knight Silksong. These are both games that could come out and be a big part of the year for Nintendo fans, so I just wanted to mention them here as I'm very excited for both. But back to the Nintendo side of things. A bit later in this Direct, I think we'll get our final trailer for Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, the last we'll see of it until the game releases on June 27th. Another summer game, Nintendo World Championships NES Edition, won't be mentioned at all during this Direct, due to it being revealed prior to the presentation. From here, we'll move into some announcements related to Nintendo Switch Online. To follow the hype of the new Donkey Kong game reveal, we'll finally get the announcement of Donkey Kong 64 and Diddy Kong Racing coming to Nintendo 64, Nintendo Switch Online, both of these immediately following the presentation. This will fill in two of the big missing games from that library, making a lot of fans very happy. We'll then move into a Game Boy Advance segment for Nintendo Switch Online, which will reveal a new wave of titles for that system. These will include Metroid Zero Mission, Fire Emblem Sacred Stones, Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland, Donkey Kong King of Swing, and Wario Land 4. Zero Mission will become available later that day, while the other GBA games will be revealed but not yet released, as there'll be something to look forward to coming at a later date. After a little bit more from third-party partners in a nice sizzle reel, we'll then head into what the presenters call the last segment of the Direct. This will finally be, after a long and arduous wait, our gameplay reveal trailer for Metroid Prime 4. This will be a stunning display of Retro Studios' work for the last several years, and a moment of absolute jubilation and relief for Metroid fans. It will look pretty similar visually to Metroid Prime Remastered, but the effects and detailed environments will be dialed up a notch. We'll get a sense of the game's huge areas, with a tease that this one might also have an area select fast travel system, using Samus's new gunship. This fast travel system will be more of a necessity than a convenience though, since these areas we'll be able to fast travel to will be absolutely massive. For comparison, let's say that a single area in Prime 4 will be around the size of every area in the original Metroid Prime put together. This will be by far the biggest and most impressive entry in the series to date, and it will be well worth the waiting time. The trailer will end by at long last revealing a firm release date, November 14th, 2024, and pre-orders begin today. Mr. Takahashi will then come on screen thanking fans for their patience after he had announced the development restart in 2019. He says he hopes the game will live up to expectations, and he's excited for fans to finally get their hands on it. He mentions that they'll share more information on Metroid Prime 4 at a later date, but as an extra surprise for fans of the series, he has one more announcement. He'll reveal that a Metroid Prime Trilogy HD game containing Prime 1, 2, and 3, the versions originally released on Nintendo Wii in 2009, will be available on Nintendo eShop immediately following the presentation. Similar to Pikmin 1 and 2 last year, this will simply be the original trilogy up-resed into HD, and as a nice bonus, given the same dual stick and motion controls as Metroid Prime Remastered. Having a non-remastered version of Prime 1 on Switch will be a bit odd, but a nice option for those who might want to play the full trilogy before 4, but not spend extra purchasing Metroid Prime Remastered as well. The digital version of the Trilogy HD will be shadow dropped on the eShop for $59.99 US, with a physical version shipping out to retailers just a few weeks later. And speaking of the eShop, we'll also learn from the pre-order page that Metroid Prime 4 will be Nintendo's second $70 game following Tears of the Kingdom. But what are your thoughts? Would you be happy with a Direct like this? Are my predictions too much or not enough? Let me know in the comments, and feel free to add your own Nintendo Direct predictions as well. It's an exciting time to be a Nintendo fan, and I can hardly wait until Direct Day. Let's all savor it, as it could be one of the last Directs of the Switch generation. Thanks to everyone for checking out the video, and I'll see you right here on this channel shortly after the Direct for my reaction discussion. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you then.